South Sudan gained independence in 2011. Despite its wealth of oil, it's one of the least developed countries in the world. Just 2 years after gaining independence, South Sudan fell into a bloody civil war. More than 400,000 people died due to the war, and an estimated 4 million are displaced. Though the war officially ended a couple of years ago, real progress remains slow, and violence remains common.
The country is still bleeding, and we hope that the coming of the Holy Father will help us to really build peace in this country.
Father Don Bosco Anyala, editor-in-chief for ACI Africa, explained that Pope Francis had his heart set on visiting the young, war-torn nation for years.
Pope Francis seems to have a very special love for Africa, but again, a very particular, intense love for the people of God in South Sudan.
He mentioned a trip to South Sudan as early as 2017. And in 2019, he personally asked South Sudanese rivals visiting the Vatican to find a way to end the conflict.
He made a dramatic gesture of bending down, going on his knees, and kissing the feet of the president, Salva Kiir, and the main opposition leader, who is now the first vice president, Dr. Riek Machar. This gesture has been repeated over and over again as a symbol of the humility and the longing for lasting peace that Pope Francis has for the people of God in South Sudan.
To make this longing for peace a reality, the Holy Father marked another apostolic first, an ecumenical trip with Archbishop of Canterbury Justin Welby and moderator of the General Assembly of the Church of Scotland, Ian Greenshields. In a symbolic gesture of the unity of South Sudan's churches, the three Christian leaders joined together for an interdenominational prayer service and asked South Sudanese leaders to unite for their people.
Our Christian brothers and the world Christian leaders still do remember us, and they've come to be with us, which is a great encouragement to us all.
During his visit, Pope Francis also made a special effort to highlight women and young girls in a country with some of the highest rates of sexual and gender-based violence in the world.
In the ongoing conflict, women seem to bear the brunt. They are the ones that are left widows when their husbands have gone to the battlefields. They are the ones left struggling with their children when there is conflict or running from their homes, being displaced.
Pope Francis met with displaced women who shared their heartbreaking stories. Pope Francis blessed and thanked the South Sudanese women and told the country that its future depends on its women.
Mothers. Women are the key to transforming the country. If they receive the proper opportunities, through their industriousness and their natural gift of protecting life, they will have the ability to change the face of South Sudan, to give it a peaceful and cohesive development.
On his last day in South Sudan, Pope Francis celebrated Sunday Mass with more than 100,000 people attending. South Sudanese celebrated their first papal Mass with immense joy.
Look at the crowd everywhere. People are so happy, so enjoyable. Wow, it's wonderful, it's amazing.
Now that Pope Francis has returned home to the Vatican, it's up to the leaders and people of South Sudan to end the bloodshed once and for all.
The visit of the Holy Father, alongside the other two leaders, by itself will not bring peace. It will require that the political class, the people of South Sudan themselves, desire the peace.